Well, hello there, YouTube. It's Ro here. Thank you for visiting You Grow Ro. If this is your first time here, I hope you'll consider subscribing at the end of this video. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate you. Today, we're just doing a vlog. We're going to see what we can get done before the sun goes down. I'm bringing you guys along with me in just a moment. So here's my new greenhouse that I've been using, and let me show you. Things have been working very well. Don't these look great? It's been a few weeks, probably 3 weeks now, and it's been rainy and dreary or snowy and cloudy the whole time. So today is actually the first day that any of these seedlings are gonna get real sunlight. They're acclimated to the weather for sure, but sun, I don't know so much. So we will see. I'm gonna leave these out here for an hour, come back and check on them, look at them, see how they're doing, and do it that way. They won't get any more than say 2 hours of sun though today, but I'm happy for them. The high today is 56 degrees, I want to say. It's noon right now and it's currently 52 degrees. It's very nice. All right, plant babies are out. Look at this. Feverfew looks awesome. This is celery and some bolted greens. Perpetual spinach. And this is my tray from the hashtag Planter HGC 2025. Looking fabulous. And the best news, guys, would you look at that? I finally got one little seed from the summer savory. I guess I will go ahead and drop some more seeds. I don't know why that's so hard to germinate at this point. Okay, I think right now one of my biggest things, well, I'll go to the things. Two of the things that are making me extra happy is I got some strawberries. These are the Florida Pearl, I believe. So these are going to be white strawberries, but big ones. And they all took. I put them in here temporarily because at the time when they came, my ground was still frozen. Yeah, Florida Pearl. So they're here. They're going to have to be moved, but that's fine. But the most exciting thing is, look what I finally got. 3 times the charm. And these plants are not cheap. I'm going to say I spent $15 on these each time. The first 2 times fail and fail. This time, yay! White feathered hosta. So check this out, guys. Oh, let's get these tags out of here. Where does all this trash come from over the winter? Like, seriously. All right, my lilies, those beautiful hot pink ones, are coming up, and that is all. I planted those English daisies here last year. They struggled, and I kind of assumed that they weren't going to come back in. Sure enough, it looks like they have not. But that's fine. I'm going to plant food here, but I did want to point out that hollyhock I grew last year is doing its true biennial nature, and it is not returning this year. So I should have started one. That's my bad. Oh well. There's next year. So today we're going to be dropping some seeds. I have the Scarlet Nantes carrot. I got the French breakfast radish. I found a bag of calendula seeds. Sugar and peas from 2020. We'll see if they germinate. My beloved Happy Rich mini broccoli. It's a hybrid, but these seeds are from 2018. We'll see what happens there. I'm just gonna use up the rest of these. I got the new Carota carrot, which was sent to me and recommended for my clay soil. So we're running a test in the backyard there. Here's the Parisian carrot, one of my favorites. I always grow it in the green stalk. It does very well. For funsies, I'm gonna do this long rouge sang carrot. That's gorgeous. I'm gonna drop some purple plum radishes. These are the one and only radishes that I always get something from. It's my last pack too, so I need to order some more. I have the icicle radish. These were gifts. This pack was from Healthy Living with Wendy. These are from her home. And then this pack, I believe, was from Mike's Chaotic Gardening. And lastly is my black Spanish radish. I mentioned in a recent video, food to table dishes or something. No, I'm sorry, garden to table dishes that you haven't thought of before. And this is to make my homemade black pepper. All right, let's get out here. I'll give you guys a little tour of some stuff that's out here. This is, well, it should be Russian tarragon coming up. On its own, it's perennial, and I love it. It's delicious. This over here, I grew my morning glories, but this to me looks like dill coming up. And that makes sense because I grew dill over here last year. I don't see anything coming up in here other than a weed. And over here, looks like my oregano is trying to come in. I had a very small patch here, but it looks like I might get something. That's cool. And then over here, I had, my garden inside had all kinds of extra seedlings in their pods. So I took those out and I just sprinkled them around the yard here and there. A couple of them went in here and it doesn't look like they took very well. So I may be replanting some of these. And those things were stuff like purple kohlrabi, perpetual spinach, tatsoi, mini cauliflower. I didn't even bother labeling things. They're cold hardy though. Here I have some more tarragon that came in for me and some more seedlings that I transplanted from the garden indoors. Here's my sage coming back. Over here I have one strawberry that came in, and this is, I fertilized all my strawberries 2 weeks ago. That's it in there, but the rest of this is all lemon balm. I am emptying this out this year and not doing lemon balm. Then down here, my white multiplier onions, they made it. They're coming back. This is empty. My tree over here is starting to bud up. So that's good news. I'm glad somebody decided to wait. I sent the man out to get me some stuff. Just getting prepared, guys, just getting prepared. This is my blackberry, I believe. Looks like it too is budding up. Yahoo. Those are all emptied. I did that 2 weeks ago when we had that 70-degree day. And those are trimmings from the Rosa Sharon over there. I trimmed off those lower branches. I meant to do it last year and didn't. My horseradish is up and popping. And back here we can see my walking onions came back. It's not even half of what we planted last year, so I hope some of them are just a little slow on the get up. And I don't see anything from my hosta or anything back here, not yet. Cool. These are my sunchokes. Look how tall these things got. I mean, those are easily 9-10 feet high. Wow. Need to cut those down. Here we are in this bed. I think that's garlic, I think. And then this stuff here are leftover onions. Yeah, definitely leftover onions around here. But look, my lavender came back this year. Yay. That almost never happens for me. And this was where rosemary, I thought, is it? Let me smell. Yeah, I think that's rosemary. That came back as well. Exciting stuff. My society garlic, first year coming back. That's fabulous. And in this bed, I planted, I want to say 2 weeks ago, I put my onions out. Bought them from Dixon Dale's. This is the intermediate bed. I'm gonna do intercropping. And over here is the long day bed, long day onions. These big ones were onions that were left over from last year. Had a couple of those. Those beds are done, they're ready. Ooh, somebody forgot. That's gonna be gross. Anyways, look how far down this bed went. Wow. Some kind of tree. Don't want that. And then these are walking onions around the bed. What I don't see is mycelium. I put in some mushroom spores or what have you a year ago, and I was hoping I would see something, but I don't. I did it on both ends and I'm not seeing anything on either end. That's not great news. But I do see here is one of my tree lilies. Here's the other one. Those are coming back this year. That's great. Here is the Rose of Sharon that I trimmed a couple of weeks ago. I think I still need to trim a little bit off, but I'll worry about that later. Rudbeckia coming back. My peach tree beginning to bud. Here's my apple tree. Scarlet Sentinel columnar apple. Okay, then I believe that's the white icicle apple. And more Rudbeckia, and this is Shasta Daisy. I have 3 more of these that I'm gonna put out. If you'll recall, last year I was really disappointed with the way my Shasta Daisies looked. They looked like weeds to me because they were flopping all over the place. So I bought these stakes and I'm gonna try and keep them upright. We'll see how that works out. Here's my hardy kiwi, one of them. There's the other. Nothing showing from either of them yet. This is their first year. Then here's my peaches and cream honeysuckle. It's so pretty. Look the way it's wound itself around the stake. So I have it in my head that something I'm gonna do first and foremost is buy a stake for this. Something like those. Maybe even move one of those over here and buy new like PVC versions for the in bed. Maximilian sunflowers coming back. This is, oh, one of my grapes. I don't see anything yet. And there's the other grapes again, nothing on them. We got sedum down here, which I took a piece of and moved it to see if it would work. I moved it over here. Oh, and somebody dug it up. I don't know why. Okay. I guess I gotta put that back in, but it didn't kill it. Okay, so it could work. It could work. And then here's a blueberry that I'm gonna have the mister put in. This is the dwarf North Bluebell. I got my other blueberry in the house. It came, a solid 3 weeks later than that, but it's fine. I'm gonna get those put in the ground here pretty soon. And then all of this is empty. I emptied this out weeks ago. Here is another columnar apple tree. This is the tangy green. Budding up, looking nice. And over here is the Blushing Delight columnar tree. It too, budding up and looking nice. So, I mean, the yard's not pretty. It's really not. It's a mess. But it always is at this time of year. I got my work cut out for me. But today, we're not cleaning so much as we're dropping seeds. I just wanted to see what this was. This was my butterfly bush from last year. I just wanted to show. Look at, there's some kind of cocoon on here. Any ideas, guys? What is that? I took care of my strawberry tower, a few weeks ago. Oh, look, I got some coming up in the ground. Awesome. I'll just move those into the beds. But I fertilized, I trimmed, and all the propagating last year was a huge success. So I think every last unit, every last pocket just about has a strawberry in it. My lavender is coming back in this pocket. That's fantastic. That's 2 lavender plants this year. I don't see my rosemary plant though coming back. Poop. That's okay. All right, my first order of business is to drop my peas along this structure and that one. Sugar and peas. Here we go. All right, I'll plant it up. Each one has, I don't know, 12 to 16 seeds. I doubled up the seeds just to make sure if one doesn't germinate, hopefully the other does. So 12 to 16 in each. And I was poking around in here and I'm starting to see my potatoes, which I planted, I want to say 2 weeks ago, are starting to sprout in that bed. So that's exciting too. All right, let's move on. All right, my next order of business is to drop some calendula seeds in all 3 of these beds. I'm going to grow calendula interplanted with the rest of my food. All right, calendula planted. I put it in the center of each of these beds. 3 plantings. And I just threw in, I don't know, countless seeds because I have no idea how old those seeds are, if they're still viable. I know I saved them. I don't remember when. I'm kind of feeling like it's from the 2020 maybe. I don't know. What was that? Well, it's food now. Look at that. All right, guys, sorry. Anyways, so calendula planted. Moving on. So in this bed here, where I just planted some peas, I'm gonna do, and a couple weeks ago I came and I trimmed out a lot of my thyme. My thyme patch was getting ridiculous. So I pulled a lot of that out. It's down here on the ground. We'll see if it takes. It would be nice if it did, but it may not. At any rate, so we're gonna do carrot, new Carota carrot, Scarlet Nantes carrot, icicle radish, plum radish, French breakfast radish, and black Spanish radish. All right, if you were paying attention, you saw that I emptied every pack into my hand. I did not put every seed into these beds. I, did my rows and I covered them up except for the carrots. Those need to surface, so they need light to germinate. Except for the carrots, and then everything else I, drew my rows and then covered them up. And all the excess seeds I took and I threw back there. We're gonna see what nature allows to grow back there. Last year I found calendula back there, found lemon balm back there. I found 1 radish. And I didn't plant anything back there other than those, walking onions. So we're gonna try it out. I assumed that this was unusable area, except for, obviously the walking onions, because of the tree. My neighbor's tree covers this whole area up. And plus, once those sunchokes get going, they'll be blocking a lot of the light as well. But I managed to get a few things back there, so I thought, well, we'll try it and just sprinkle some seeds. I just broadcast those seeds out there. We'll leave it to the universe. If anything comes up, great. If nothing comes up, great too. That means I can't grow back there. At least not those things. All right, and then the final thing I'm gonna be putting out is my broccoli, which is gonna go in this bed and this bed. This is my tomato bed, and this was my brassica bed last year. I don't know if I'm going to do the same kale and collards I always do, but this broccoli is only 27 days to harvest from transplant. So I'll have, plenty of time to grow other stuff in there. So Happy Rich F1 hybrid broccoli going in here and going in here. Well, I didn't have enough seeds for that bed, so Happy Rich broccoli in here. I overseeded. I put 3 to 4 seeds in each pocket because, again, these seeds are old. They're from 2018. What's today? 2025. So 7 years old. Yeah, I overseeded them. We'll see if anything comes up. If not, that's fine too. I will still be planting Happy Rich Broccoli over here though in this bed because I have a pack of seeds that I bought last year. So those should be in good standing, and I'll put those down here. All right, last thing to do is to plant those Parisian carrots in one of these. But before I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and put my mulch down. I prefer mulch between these three beds rather than the grass. I bought 10 bags. We'll see how that does. All right, it took 4 bags of mulch to get about, I don't know, 2-3 inch layer of mulch between the beds. The other reason for this, I mean, I did this the first year we were here and I liked it, but then I never did it again and it all broke down and so it was gone. But my lawn guy, aka Tim, complained about having to go in between the beds whenever he was cutting the grass, and so this will hopefully prevent that too. I got 2 more bags that I'll put down here, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need at least 3 bags right there, so I'm not gonna bother just yet, but that's where those last 2 bags are going. And if you were wondering, no, I am not watering anything in because we're supposed to get rain tonight, so I'll let Mother Nature do that. Even with my carrots, I don't care if they move. So what? If they move, big deal, just grow. That's all I want. Okay. This soil is for my bucket gardens, and I still need 5 more bags. These, I think I only got 10, and I have 15 5-gallon buckets to fill. So, all right. Parisian carrot, you're just gonna have to wait, boo. All right, you guys, thanks for spending some time with me. I had a lovely day in the yard. It wasn't that long. It was like an hour, if that. But I'm gonna be heading upstairs because I have to start, finish up potting the rest of my cool season plants so that I can move them out onto the front porch in the greenhouse and start hardening those off. Temps are about to start rising around here. No surprise there. Spring only lasts 2-3 weeks here, max. And then we'll be looking at days in the 70s, nights in the 50s-ish. Don't know how long that's gonna last, but that's what they're calling for all next week. And so I wanna get ready to be able to put some things out into my green stalks, which again means I have to send him up to the big box store to go get me some more soil. Anyways, we'll talk about that on another day. But for today, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and share with your friends and family. And I will be back on another day in another video. Until then, happy growing, my friends.